Hey there, it's Vicki Marie, and today I have a tag video for you. So I'm Vicki Marie, and this is Vicki Marie Living Life, and I've been on YouTube for just over a year, and it's just been really a great time, and this is a good video for me, I think, a good tag video, because when I was trying to figure out answers to these questions, which I did this whole video yesterday, and at the very end when I went to upload it to my computer to edit, I figured out it didn't record. So now I have to do the whole thing over again, which actually is a good thing, because what I'm noticing is these answers are so deep that they sort of change. I mean, every time I think about them, I think of something new. Like, my perspective is different, so my answers change, so it's going to be different than how it was yesterday. And as we get started with the video, I just want to say you're going to see me with my stylus out a lot. I have it in my hand. This is the phone that cracked. If you've been following my channel, this is the phone, the screen cracked, and I cannot use this without using my stylus. It doesn't respond to just my touch anymore, so I have to have my stylus out to use my phone. So I'm going to be having this in my hand. I hope it's not too distracting. So first of all, though, I want to thank Lori Fluffy Nomo for tagging me in this video. Lori, honestly, thank you, girl. Really, thank you. This is tough though, and it did take me some time. And if you have not met Lori, go over and check out her channel. I'll put that link in the description of this video today. Check out her channel, get to know her, and subscribe. She is so inspiring. She has been so inspiring to me this past year, and I know you're gonna love her too. So go check out her channel. And let's just jump right into today's video. So this is the 10 life-changing questions tag. And yeah, just like it says, these are not easy questions, and they sort of change. Every time I think about them, my answer is a little different. So these are my answers today, as honestly as I can, and as honestly as I can articulate them. I feel like I'm in a high growth year though, and this is my theme for this year is exploration. I am exploring what it is to be me, living in this body that's a year older now, a year hopefully wiser, with a new perspective, and I've learned so much this past year. So yeah, it's a year of exploration, and I'm trying not to set too many expectations on how this year is going to unfold. I want to really just work on being intentional and mindful and allow things to unfold this year. So that's kind of my theme. And yeah, so let me just answer the first question here. How will your life be different in 2020? Hopefully the way it will be different is that I will be able to be sort of in the flow more, in that state of flow and trust, and not resisting things. I think I'm getting better and better at that as I get older, but I still resist sometimes. And then sometimes things happen and I think, oh, that shouldn't have happened. And then I realize it did happen, and there's no point in resisting it. Learn from it, move on. And yeah, and I'm embracing that come from that perspective. So I think that's how it's going to be different, is I'm learning to even be more like living in that state of grace and flow is something that is really important to me. And I hope to be able to, that's how I hope my life is different. Of course, it's not up to me. So I will just, I guess, share with you as we go forward all those things that happen, and we will see together how my life is different this year. So number 2, what are you planning on doing to invest in your success for yourself in 2020? So this one is a little easier to just answer, and I'm going to base this on what am I investing in. Like right off the bat, I've invested so much into like personal development work, coursework. I've taken courses. I've invested in my education and my training in so many ways over the last 15, 20 years. And I think this year, like for example, my cell phone cracked. And I have a really good cell phone. And part of me was like, no, you are going to fix this phone and you are not going to get a new phone. I've had this phone a year. It works just fine. It works great, in fact. And I have made several phone calls, and I want to thank you guys who did comment and said, you could get it cheaper. My experience here in Colorado is the places I have called, and I've called several, have said, no, this is what it's going to cost you to get this phone fixed. And this is why. And I'm like, okay. When I looked at the price of fixing it versus what it would cost just to go ahead and get a new phone, it's only like $125 or $130 more over the course of a year if I add it up. I'm like, you know what? I am investing in the tools that I need to live my best life. And having a phone that is dependable and that I can use, and I use it so much for capturing notes, for communicating with friends and family and clients. I rely so heavily on my phone as a tool, that I'm going to go ahead and invest in getting a new phone. That's what I've decided over the last 2 days, and of course I will keep you guys updated, but I think I'm going to upgrade to the Samsung Galaxy Note 10, and the camera's supposed to be really good on that one. The 9, the camera's excellent, but I'm not filming with that right now, but it's supposed to be excellent. So I think that's what I'm going to do, and I finally realized that I need to value the work that I do, because I do use it for my work. I need to value the work that I do, and I have the means. Why not make the investment? If it was a member of my family, I would definitely encourage them to just go ahead and upgrade. But because it's me, I'm used to like stepping back and going, no, I will take the hand-me-down and I will invest in you, my loved one or my family member. And this time I'm like, no, I'm going to invest in me. So that's one way that I am choosing to invest in myself in 2020 and in my success, is to invest in the tools that I need to do my work in a way that's easier and keeps me in that state of flow. So, all right. Number 3, what was your biggest achievement this past year that you want to build on in 2020? My biggest achievement, that feels like a big one. I would say that the thing I'm building on, because there are a lot of things I've been doing for a long time. Like I've worked on my relationships. I feel I want to continue to work on that. I have achieved a lot in that area of my life, but I feel like my relationships have been good. I feel like, as far as my work, I've achieved so much in my career, but I sort of, I kind of eased back on that last year, and I'm not yet ready to focus fully on that in 2020. There's other things that I am working on. And so yeah, I'm maintaining where I'm at in my career, but right now I'm still lacking some clarity, and I've got to make some decisions, and I'm not going to build on that until I make those decisions, and I'm not ready to make them. So yeah, my career's fine, my job, I'm good at it, but it's not something I really look to building on. And I guess in just momentum, I do want to build on the work that I've done in the gym over the last couple of years. I will continue to build on that. I am very proud of the achievements I've made in the gym and my level of fitness, and that's really fun, and it makes me feel confident and strong. And I know as we get older, I know for me, as I was approaching 50, and now that I've reached that point and beyond, it was really kind of scary. I was feeling like the light was sort of going out. My life was dimming a little bit on what was possible for me. But then the gym is my space to be mindful and in the present moment. I walk into that gym and nothing is more important than that, just being in that moment and doing the best I can with each set that I do and each rep that I do. And that's probably like that's the best thing I do right now for my health. And so I do want to build on that, just as far as just continue to get stronger. And I feel like I've achieved a lot with my YouTube channel. Just the fact that I started a YouTube channel a year ago and I continue to build on it. And yeah, I do want to continue to build on the success and the achievements I've made here on YouTube. And so that's another area that I do look forward to. So thank you guys so much for that, because that's all you. And I wouldn't be here and feel like I would be just talking to myself if you were not, if you weren't coming along the journey with me. So I am honored. I am so honored to have you on my journey and in my YouTube family. So thanks for that. All right, question number 4. What mistakes are you aware of this past year that you won't repeat in 2020? The biggest mistakes I've made in the past year, and probably even prior to that, was trying to please everyone else and not myself. That's something I've struggled with. And like, there are times when I still will make a decision just so that I will get that validation outside of me. I do care about my family and friends and what people think of me. I mean, it's important for me to show up and to be authentic and to have connections with other people, meaningful, authentic connections with other people, but authentic ones, not where I have to try to change who I am in order so that somebody else will like me. And I think there are a lot of times in my life where I have made that mistake, where I knew something wasn't quite right and I said yes because, well, it was either too big of an opportunity, I just couldn't pass it up, or I felt like it would just make somebody else so happy that I'll go ahead and do it because it would make them happy. And I never considered how I would really feel or if it really served me. That's what I think, and none of it I don't think it was a mistake, because anything I've done that wasn't quite it, has gotten me closer to what, discovering who I'm not and what I don't like to do and what isn't a good fit for me is helping me to figure out who I am. It's sort of like, if you are familiar with that Marco Polo game that we all played as kids in the pool or even out on the playground. A lot of us did. I did. Where one person closes their eyes and then everybody else, they say Marco and everybody else says Polo, and it's that person's trying to play tag with their eyes closed, but they have to have the audio clues to see if they're getting close to somebody, and then they try to tag someone, but they have to keep their eyes closed the whole time. That's kind of how I feel like life is. It's like a big game of Marco Polo. Like, like I'm getting closer to that moving target, but I have to listen to the clues. And sometimes I make mistakes or maybe I trip, but each time I'm still getting closer. So that's sort of my perspective. So yeah, so I don't mind making mistakes. It means I'm taking some risks, and that's a good thing. All right. Number 5, what person, place, or thing changed your life this past year? I would say, okay, well, probably in the biggest way, I would say there's a lot of things that have contributed to my life in a huge way. My family, my loved ones, my husband, my kids, my friends. But I would say even the gym, like just that environment, that is a place that has changed my life. It has continued to make me stronger, and I am really grateful that I've found that outlet for myself, for getting while supporting my health. So the gym is huge for me. But I would say another really big place, a big thing that has changed my life is being on YouTube. So you guys, you have changed my life in such a big way this year. I've been married to the same man for 32 years. I have 2 wonderful kids. A lot of things have been the same in my life, thank goodness. But the big change is that I'm on YouTube and I'm doing videos and fitting those into my life. and learning how to do that. And that's been huge. There's a huge learning curve. And just the fact that, it's kind of scary to share your life, to open up the door and share your life with somebody, especially like this. And so, yeah, so you being on YouTube and you have been like the thing that has changed my life the most this past year in a good way. So thank you. Um, number 6, compared to last year, are you happier or sadder, fatter or thinner, richer or poorer? I would say I'm happier. I'm I'm in a better place probably in all of those areas than I was last year. I've made improvements in many areas, so for that I'm really, really grateful. Yeah, so I'm better this year. I'm in a better place, but I was in a really good place last year too. And number 7, um, how was the very best version of yourself different this year from the way that you behaved? Well, that's an interesting question because the very best version of myself is a very, I think, kind person, and this is who I want to be. Like, this is my best version, that I would not have any judgments. I would be able to honestly just love freely, like really just practice that unconditional love. And where I'm lacking is in giving that to myself. That is huge for me. Like, I am so hard on myself. My self-talk, all of those things are not always very kind, and it's something I'm working on. And my best self would not treat myself like that. So that is like the big thing for me that I want to continue to work on. I want to be kinder and give myself that that acceptance and love that my best self, I can see her. My best self is, is very generous with her heart, and my actual self is not very generous with myself. So I hope that makes sense. Number 8, imagine you just received a letter from yourself from next year on this date. What would the message say? Well, it would say, Dear Vicki, we got through this past year. It's been a wonderful year, and those things that you were afraid of, those doors you were afraid to open, you opened them, you explored those areas, and look at you now and look at your life. And it would just be celebrating with me. I don't know anything specific, like any particular thing that it would say, other than yes, we did it. We did it. We walked through another year together. I would say that's my 1 year wiser self versus this year. And it would remind me of everything that I've learned, and to remind me that it's okay to take risks, and I don't have to have it all figured out. I'll never be the best at anything. I can be my best, and I'm not always in that state of, being my best. There's sometimes when I'm at my worst, and every part of it is me, and it's okay to just be me and to just keep showing up and doing the best that I can. So yeah, that would probably be the message. And number 9, what song sums up your past or future year? And so for this one, I have a lot of songs on my playlist that I listen to in the gym, and a big one for me, and this is more for this next year. So when I listen to a lot of different things, rock, 80s rock. I listen to Journey. I listen to so many things. So many things. Lots of different venues or genres of music. But at the end, on the treadmill at the very end, when I'm cooling down, I switch over and slow the pace down. And generally, I will switch to something that's really inspiring. I like Enya. I know that's one. She's been around, and it's not someone I hear very often, but I still will switch to Enya sometimes, things like that. But one of the songs that really resonates with my heart, and it just always puts me in a really good state of mind to step out into the world after my workout. And that's a song called Trust in You, and it's by Lauren Daigle, and it's Daigle, Trust in You. And you know, it's about trusting a higher power. And for me, in this coming year, that's always been important to me, and I don't have problem trusting in that higher power. That's like something that's really easy for me to do. Where I lack trust is in my ability to discern and to follow that. So that's where I lack my confidence, and that's where I work on, is trusting myself in that relationship, because I trust my higher power. So, or a higher power, whatever your name for that is. So that would be my theme for 2020. And what quote sums up your past year? And this one I actually took a screenshot. If I had to come up with one quote, which is almost impossible because I love quotes, but this is my, this really does encompass and capture where I want to go in 2020. So my quote for 2020, if I had to pick one, is "Keep your face always towards the sunshine and shadows will fall behind you," by Walt Whitman. That's my quote for 2020. So I'm going to tag the following 3 people to do this tag. So do let me know in the comments if you guys, if you do end up doing this. I know it's a tough one and it's not always easy to fit in, but would love to see you do this if you can. And yeah, so that's going to be Crystal's Heart and Home. Do go check out her channel. I will link these in the description. I'm also going to tag Karen Lemur and Michelle from Zesty Girls. I will put the links to their channels in the description of my video today. I do hope that you will go check them out. And again, go over and say hi to Lori over at Lori Fluffy Nomo, who tagged me. Thank you, Lori. And yeah, and anybody else who wants to do this, if you'd like to take this on, let me know in the comments if you'd like to do this. I mean, anybody really, I guess, could do this tag, but let me warn you, it took some soul searching on my part. So that's my video today. I hope that you guys enjoyed that. Do take a minute and give me a big thumbs up. And if you are new to my channel, I would love for you to subscribe. So do hit that notification bell as well, and so that you know when I do upload, which is about 3 times a week. And yeah, and if you are returning, thank you so much. I am so glad that you're here. I love having you in my community. And yeah, so thanks guys. Here's to a really awesome 2020 for all of us. And I will see you on the next video. Bye.